Yo, what up? Can you hear me?
What up? I can hear you. Usually I see you in the gas station under the bright lights, but I'm not seeing that right
Well, how
now.
about
There.
how about it? Yeah.
See, that's what I like to see. What's up, man?
What's up?
How was your 4th of July, man?
It was good. The money was good.
Nice.
Yeah. The South Bend Cubs they had a Fourth of July, and they did fireworks over there.
Oh,
So
nice. Okay. That's
yeah,
what's
yeah.
up.
So there was a lot of business there. A lot of people from Chicago. A lot of
Hmm.
people from Detroit, Michigan.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people are coming to the Midwest area. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Or especially 4th of July weekend, people want to be around water and they want to be in certain areas and doing certain things and stuff like that. So that's what's up. Glad it was good, man. So let me get your perspective, your opinion, your unique perspective and opinion on a $5 tip. Is that a good tip, a bad tip? Are drivers too entitled? What's going on with all these videos, these confrontations? Should drivers be texting consumers asking for more of a tip? What is Vic the Kid's stance on those things?
Well, $5 is definitely a pretty decent.
Is it? I mean,
Yeah,
for a
especially if the
pizza,
miles are right.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it was like a pizza. I was like, hold on a second, like that's pretty damn good, But uh, when it comes to texting, honestly, I think that's kind of bad etiquette
mm,
because in a way, I kind of treat this like a serving job. You're just getting the service up front instead of over time as you're eating.
mm,
Um, Honestly, I think that's bad etiquette because if you're in an area all the time just door dashing, people know who you are and they see you all the time.
mm,
So, and if you give them good service, and what I noticed too, a lot of people are adding specific things. Hey, can I have some extra sauce? Hey, can you put it on the side door? I'm seeing a lot of in my area. There's a lot of people that have animals and dogs, and in the morning they say, "Hey, don't knock on the door, ring the doorbell. I have dogs, they'll bark." And I get this all the time. I set it there. I take a picture. I'll get like a $5 tip just for that.
yeah.
I don't have to text them. They don't even know who I am. you know,
Hmm.
it's because you care. They'll care to they'll care enough to actually give you more money, basically.
Yeah. I think that, and it's kind of sad that reading simple instructions is like getting us extra, but that's what it is sometimes, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like people are simple. People
Yeah.
are simple, man. I just had to order a couple hours ago at a rehab center. Uh, the guy, 'cause I had an Uber order, and the guy, had directions. Hey, come to the front. It was one of those orders that you had to put a pin. Um, but he left his phone. And he didn't know what his pin was. He's like, all right. All right, I gotta go all the way back. It'll take me 10 minutes. I said, "Don't worry, I got you. What's the last four of your phone number?"
Hmm.
And I put it in, and I was like, "All right, bud, I got you. You're all set." He's like, "Thanks, man. I'll make sure to tip you." He gave me $20.
Oh,
Twenty
damn.
bucks. I
Damn.
was like, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
like
crazy.
I was like, "Yo, that is crazy." I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Just because you care, other people will care about you." It's
Yeah.
like everybody isn't a dick out here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just have to care about your job. You don't need to text anybody. And
Yeah.
and and the problem with that too is you're really messing up people's mindset because all it takes is one. It just takes one, and then word spreads,
Mm.
and and then once that word spreads, it's a wrap.
Well, I'm glad it's interesting you say that. It's a good segue. So I feel like a lot of these news articles, whether it's from the Daily Dot, the Inside Edition, ABC, TikToks go viral, what we make on YouTube, the content we create, it's this negative, like this driver did this against the consumer, this consumer was bad against this driver. We've all seen it, right? But I feel like it's just all like pinning us against them. And I think consumers are kind of hitting this tipping point of like, man, like I tip and then I get bad service. So why should I tip? And then I leave a $5 tip and I'm getting shamed because I live in a nice house. So because I live in a nice house, I'm supposed to tip you more. I don't agree with that. I just don't. I think you should tip based on other factors. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a millionaire or you have no dollars in the bank. To me, sometimes the people with no dollars in the bank tip me better than the people that have money. So
Yeah.
like, So let me ask you this. So, anyways, do you think so? So if you roll up to a mansion or a really affluent neighborhood, are you expecting a bigger tip because of
No,
no? Okay.
no, no, no. Uh, there's a lot of mansion in the Granger area,
Hmm.
down in downtown South Bend. So like I have a woman all the time that orders by the Starbucks by her mansion, and sometimes she'll tip me, a little bit more. Sometimes she won't, but it doesn't really matter to me because I know she's always going to be there. She will always be there, and she knows who. And the thing is, she can't. She usually it's in the morning, and she won't come to the door. She'll just say, "Hey, leave it at the door." Uh, because I've done with her so much.
Hmm.
One time she actually opened the door and said, "Oh, hey, Vontae, how's it going?" I was like, "What?"
Like,
And-
like they were your, like she was your friend or something like that, and she
yeah,
was
yeah,
minding
yeah.
your business.
I was like, yeah, yeah. Like, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. You're the owner. It's like, yeah, cool. She's like, I'll make sure to leave a tip for you.
Yeah.
I was like, and it's like, all you have to worry about is the service. I'm telling you. And what I noticed about this job too, this is a networking job. It really
Mm.
is. If you really think about it, there, this job, if you want more money, you have to put yourself out there. Not just with the service. You have to put yourself out there. That's why I keep saying with the skills part of the skills is being charismatic, networking with people. People know who you are. First impression is everything. That's what I mean by with the woman in the mansion. If
Hmm.
if I give her the same service, good service every time, she'll she'll tip you. She'll tip you,
Yeah.
and she'll know who you are.
Yeah.
You know, uh, I know I talked about a couple business where I have a business where I just drive people from the airport to
Hmm.
other spots. There was a situation where I had I dropped the guy off at the airport. The next day I was working out, and this guy came up to me and said, "Hey, I think I saw you, for the driving service." And I was like, "Do I know you?" He's like, "No, no, but I was over by the airport, and I was wondering, do you take places to Chicago?" And I was like, yeah, depending on how much you're willing to pay." And
Yeah.
and we negotiated, and just from that, think about that. He
Hmm.
saw me giving a service.
Hmm.
He, and so basically, what he said, he went up to the guy because he had to wait like hours for Uber, and nobody was showing up. and and the guy was like, "Hey, who's that guy? I don't know who that guy is." And he gave him my card, and he said, "Call this guy. This guy's good." And he actually lives here, and he takes from drives from Chicago and back. It All I'm basically saying is people remember you. They
Yeah.
know who you are.
First impressions are super important, and I think that can even go to, for me, I even think it's more important when we're dealing with the merchant sometimes too, right? Like you're going in, your interaction with that counter person, the host, the
Yeah,
bartender, that really can pay you dividends in the future, because if you don't treat them right, they're going to see you next week and remember that you were ignorant to them or that you just shoved the phone in their face. Like, so I think there's so many different ways we can make an impression that's either good or bad, right?
yeah,
and
yeah,
and we're not always going to make a great impression on everybody, right? Not every interaction is going to be positive and a home run and knock it out the park, but like we can control our emotion and how we treat people, how we treat customers, how we can control that. And I think right now what I'm seeing is like so many people, like it's just so negative, and like people,
it's
drivers
it's
are so entitled to a tip, but it's like the consumer is looking at it like, well, hold on, I already gave you a tip, or like, I
right.
how much do you really want for to deliver one pizza? Like, how much am I supposed to give you $20 for a $20 pizza? Like,
But,
what's
but,
you know what I'm saying?
but,
It's
but,
crazy.
but that but that's where the whole livable wage, what's a livable wage type situation comes along, because it's like
Yeah,
every city is different, and not just that, every person is different. Every person has a different livable wage, and the problem with that is the entitlement is real. If it And people, the consumer sees that too. They're not stupid. They see
yeah,
how entitled people are. and and part of that problem is if you just go and throw your entitlement out there, like I expect to get paid a certain amount per hour. Like my whole thing with that is that you shouldn't worry about how much you get per hour as long as you give a good service. It'll be good on some days, bad on some days. You can't
Mm-hmm.
just expect like in my area, I usually get about 18 to 25. It's
Mm-hmm.
usually a good spread out there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing is I can't get upset that I got about 18 today when I know more than often not, because I've researched my area. Hey, there's a couple events on here. I'm probably going to get like anywhere from like 25, maybe $32 an hour on a Saturday. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can't get upset with that.
Mm.
You got to put in the work.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. You got to put in the work. Get yourself out there.
Yeah.
Network with people. People
Yeah.
know who you are.
Yeah.
You just
I like
got
that.
to get
I like
out
that.
there.
I like it. I like it. Let me ask you one final question, VicktheKid. So, what this is a little different, but we're basically in the middle of the summer. Like, share with us, like, how has the summer been for you? What are you expecting in the next couple of, next 8 weeks as the summer comes to an end? Like, are you, what are you seeing out there right now? Give me a state of your market in the summer right now.
In the summer, okay, so because I'm in a college town,
Mm-hmm.
um, well, for one, number one, since in Notre Dame, a lot of people are waiting for football. They can't wait for football, baby.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is a foot, like they close down streets,
Yeah.
like the
Well, and
tiger.
Notre Dame's very unique in that way. Though
Yeah,
that
yeah,
town over
yeah,
there, it's yeah.
and there's a lot of conferences, and because Notre Dame's so global,
Mm-hmm.
you get people from Ireland, California. I get people from London. You like this. They're all over the world, and there's tons of conferences. Whether it's history, I had one talking about um, anthropology,
Mm-hmm.
looking at bones from different eras. Like there's tons of conferences here, and it and they do. And those conferences, from what they tell me, is mainly for networking. But you can also network with those people too. They'll know who you are.
Yeah.
So I, I can make a lot of money that way. Um, a lot of what I said with migration here, because it's a little bit cheaper down here. A lot of people from Chicago are coming over here. A lot of people from California is coming over here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they don't got cars for some reason. It's car breakdown season over here.
Mm.
So
So they got to get
it,
around. They got to get to work. They got to get to an event. They got to get here. They got to get there. Yeah.
right. And guess who has a business that could get them around?
This
Ain't
guy
that
right
something?
here.
Yeah. Huh? Ain't that something?
That is
Whoa,
something.
wait, hold on a second. Did I just create a skill that I've read the market and just put myself out there,
Yeah.
and if they don't want to use Lyft or Uber, say, hey,
Yeah.
who's this guy? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I
see
like it.
what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you guys got to give yourselves opportunities. Read
Yeah.
read the room.
Yeah.
Like so, basically, I it'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll make a lot of
For
money.
you, you'll be all right. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. I
like I
like
said,
it.
I make $300-400 a day. I don't really care.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. You grinding, man. I love it.
But
I always like your perspective and the positivity and the go get attitude. I feel like you got a lot of that, like level up in you. Like you're always thinking about like what can I can control? How can I make the money I need to make? Okay, I'm going to use my skills. I'm going to network. I'm going to use good customer service. I'm going to move differently than the other people in my market. I feel like that's what you do a lot, right?
yeah,
You're just doing
like
things other people aren't willing to do,
like
right? So
like the money's there. The money,
yeah,
what I keep saying, the money's there. It's just somewhere else. It
yeah,
like I said, people want to go from Chicago and back. So I'm getting a lot. They want to go to Michigan City or somewhere up in Michigan. I get a lot of those. The problem is with Lyft in my area. Uh, Most people uh, don't have the credentials to go
mhm.
from Indiana up to Michigan, and they don't want to have to drive all the way back. So that's a good opportunity for me.
So
Instead,
is there a distance that you won't go, Or is it just obviously if it's enough money, maybe you do it. But is there ever been a time where you've been offered a gig, okay, or a job opportunity, a ride, and you're like, oh, that's too far, like where it didn't match? Have you had those? Have you done them anyway, just to build that
Yeah,
community?
I've done them. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I haven't done them. I haven't done them, but I've had them
you've had
come
them.
up to
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
and like I said, I negotiate a price with them, see how they like it,
yeah.
and I've had ones where it's like, hey, it looks like we can't get a deal done, but that's just business. That's a whole
Yeah.
that's how it works.
But
But
if
they
somebody
still know
came to
who you
you,
are.
if somebody came to you tomorrow and it was an 8-hour run, so you're going from where you're at to, I don't know, Kansas City or Nashville. Let's say it's 8 hours, right?
Yeah,
Would you do that if it paid a right, and then just stay overnight somewhere, or
yeah,
do the 8 going
heck
back and say
yeah,
you would do that? Yeah,
heck yeah,
yeah.
heck yeah. What like what? You gonna pay me how much? Where you gotta go? Hey, but I got nothing else to do. Where you gotta go? You gotta go here? Oh, okay. How much you want to pay? Ooh, that's good. Where you gotta go? When?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
text it. That's what I mean, man. Like you gotta go get it.
I'd rather, today I looked up how long it would take to drive to Denver, Colorado for the GigCon. So I'm thinking, okay, am I going to drive or am I going to fly? And it's like, okay, it's like 14 hours, whatever. I'm like, okay. And I was thinking today, like, would I do a trip like that? And how much would I want? Well, how much would I require to drive 14 hours, drive somebody 14 hours, and then to come back? So basically, you're talking 2.5 days, right? Because you're gonna stop. You're not gonna drive 14, drop them off, drive 14. You can't do that. It's not safe, right? And I'm
Yeah.
thinking to myself, like, okay, like would I do that? And you got to figure the fuel costs and things because that's gonna come out. But I'm thinking, like, would I do that for $1,000? And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I would do that for $1,000. I mean,
All
even
right.
even if it takes me 3 days, I'm done for the week. I made my $1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
Okay. Now you just made yourself a business idea. So a
yeah,
$1,000 is worth your time from where you are to Denver. So
right.
that means you need to put yourself. You got the business plan. Now put yourself out there. You just might find someone that's like, I'm gonna be. I need to go around that area.
No, it's
Uh,
funny. Listen, hold up. I gotta say this because it won't happen, but it's possible. So I'll rent a car and it seats 7 or so, Telluride, right? And I got my baby and my girl in the back, so I still got 2, 3 seats in the back. I thought
yeah.
I'm a little crazy. I'm thinking, do I figure out who needs to go to Kansas City or Denver or
Yeah.
stop when I'm
Yeah.
going to if I do, can I make $500 by taking somebody somewhere on the miles I'm going to drive already? Do I
Because
want a
remember.
stranger in my car? I'm like, well, I've had thousands of strangers in my car. Like, but do I want the stranger in my car with my family? I don't know, maybe. But if I can figure out the right person from now until then to cover the cost for me to rent my car, then my car is for free, right? So I'm already thinking about, if I do that, how can I transport something? Doesn't have to be a person. It could be supplies. It could be something, right? How do I transport something in the miles I'm going to drive anyway and just do a little pit stop? So I'm going to wind up figuring out how I can do that in order to cover the cost of my automobile. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? And
Hey,
I know you can appreciate that because you're a hustler.
yeah.
Get it?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Now you're thinking about your mindset is someone who's in control.
Oh,
If I
absolutely.
want
Oh,
to
yeah.
if I want to get somewhere
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and there's a price, figure
Yeah,
out
yeah,
put a plan together and figure it out. Find a
yeah,
way. Put yourself out there. Hey, ain't that something? That's what, like a couple of minutes of thinking about it. Well, hey, I just made $1,000 for
yeah,
going
yeah,
somewhere
yeah,
I was already wanting to go anyway.
yeah, yeah,
Ain't that something?
yeah. No, I think it's fun to think about stuff like that and kind of challenge your mind a
Yeah,
little bit to broaden just beyond a gig app or YouTube, or like there's a lot of opportunity out here, but sometimes you got to go make it, you got to find it, right? And that's okay. You know,
yeah,
you got to find, that's how businesses are. That's how people that make money are. You got to find the opportunity, knock on some doors, ask some questions. You're going to hear a lot more no's than you are yeses, but hey, I might ask 20 people And if I
Yeah,
get one
hey,
person to say, yeah, I'm gonna take this
dude,
product or take this person to Denver with me, it covers my automobile costs, and I just made
like,
money. So, you know,
okay, so what you can do is ask around your neighborhood. You know, the
yeah,
neighborhood you walk around every single day.
yeah,
Knock on a couple of doors. Put some ad signs on there. Say, hey, anybody trying to go to Denver today or this
yeah.
week or a certain week?
Listen,
Yeah,
I'm thinking about it. I gotta run it by Madison because I'm not gonna just put somebody in there
yeah, yeah.
without
No, but
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 it makes
but the
sense. I'm already
concept's
going
there.
that way. Yes,
The
the concept
concept
there.
is there. But that's my whole point. For people who think, oh, just fight Goliath and they'll give us a livable wage.
Hmm.
Okay, that's cool, but you gotta make your rent at the end of the month.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so what you gonna do?
Yeah.
You gonna wait for a couple of years, or you gonna try to get this money now so you can pay rent at the end of the month? What you gonna do?
Amen, man. I'm with you 100% on that, man. Hey,
Yeah,
I
dude.
appreciate the convo, man. I always like chopping it up with you. I'm glad we kind
Yeah,
of talked about the little other stuff. I think it makes for a
yeah.
really good conversation. So
Real quick, I know I talked to you or send a message for that YouTube, man. No, don't worry about Google, man. You're fine.
I'll be all right. Listen,
Yeah, dude.
I was a little hot for about 20 minutes. I was like, damn. And then I was like, you know what? This is a speed bump. It's three. Like I'm not, it is what it is. I'll be fine.
Yeah, dude.
There's a lot of other ways you can do things and make money. And it's not like, and for me, I feel really good because I've been planning for something like this to happen. I always told myself,
Yeah,
hey, DoorDash could deactivate me tomorrow. YouTube could go away. Okay, so you got to have money in
yeah,
the bank. You got to have a contingency. You got to have a plan B, C. So I'm good. We'll be
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
why.
be good.
That's why I said that mess. Like, hey, dude. Oh, okay, they playing games. Yeah, I got you. I got you. YouTube. I got you. Google. I'm
Yeah,
gonna get some affiliate marketing. I I,
we'll be
I get
fine.
some
Yeah,
spot. That's
yeah,
like
yeah,
I ain't gotta worry about it, bro.
yeah. You're right. You're right.
Like,
Appreciate you, man. Hey, if you're out there, man, be safe. We're driving and make that money. And I'll talk to you next time, brother.
yeah, absolutely. Still waiting on $1.75.
Been waiting. I've been waiting
Hey,
for about 3 months.
I'm like $100 right here for you, bro.
Listen, man. People, it's the internet. People like to say crazy things, man. It's fine.
but,
All
but
right,
he's
man.
a funny guy. I love him, man.
He is. All love. All right, man.
All right, take care, man.